Beth, it's graduation season.
I have an 8th grader moving on to high school.
Same.
So we're in mini graduation mode here.
Now, we're not talking about that this time, but I sometimes think those mini graduation ceremonies are dumb. I'm sorry. I feel bad saying that. But like the preschool and the kindergarten and the 8th grade and the 5th grade, like, or we just do high school. We just do that one. Anyway. Okay. So we established while discussing this idea that my high school had co-valedictorians. I was one of 4 valedictorians because we all had a 4.0. My high school did not weight grades. And that you were, in fact, the only valedictorian at your high school. That does surprise me because we did not grow up that far apart. And I did not know a lot of schools in Kentucky that had weighted grades in 1999.
We did not have weighted grades, which was a contentious subject.
Oh, okay. So you didn't have them.
We did not have weighted grades. That was a contentious subject somewhat. It was probably becoming so about the time that I graduated. It was a small high school, and I don't know. I was it. I don't know if that was a policy or if it was just the truth of it, but that's just how that
Well, so
landed.
if you didn't have weighted grades, so you were the only person in your high school class that got a 4.0?
I guess.
That's
That's how it
crazy.
turned out. I don't know. I mean,
Do
I
you
don't know if there were
remember
things.
previous years where there had been more than one valedictorian?
I can't remember times when there was more than one while I was there. No.
Well, this
And
is
this is not to take anything away from the people I graduated with. Like, it was a small school, but it was competitive. I went to school with some hella smart and hardworking people. But yeah, it was just me my year.
Well, this is a debate in my home because my husband's high school did do weighted grades, and he was the only valedictorian, and he rolls his eyes mightily because it's gotten kind of crazy. Well, that's how it is now in our town. The city schools that my children attend have one valedictorian based on weighted grades, and the county schools have like 25 valedictorians.
Okay.
So it gets
But I can imagine even
pretty
if you have
aggressive.
weighted grades that it can lead to multiple valedictorians, right?
I don't think so. I think that it's not just like weighted if you have AP. I mean, you can get there's only one. That's all I can tell you. There's only one. I don't do the math,
Okay.
but there's only one. And look, it's contentious because it's a game. It's a game you play based on how many AP courses you take because those are weighted. And so there's a part of me that's like, you know, let's teach people that there can only be one sometimes, and you know, to prioritize what's important to you. And then there's a part of me that's like, but this is a game. It's not hard work. It's how many AP courses you take. It's how many, you know, it's like how you prioritize them over the course of the year, or over the course of your years. And so I don't know. I really can see both sides of the debate. I really can.
Well, here's my confession that has maybe been stuck for years and years, continuing the theme of just expelling your demons. My life is not better because I was a valedictorian. It might have been worse. I don't care about any of this. I really don't. I wish that I could go back in time and put my hands on the cheeks of younger Beth and say, your grades are only about options, nothing else. And it's stupid that you need these grades to have the options because these grades represent such a tiny slice of who you are and what you're capable of. But please take everything else out of this. Again, take the morality out, take the identity out. Like, the stress that I put on myself about grades is the dumbest. And thank God that I was in a tiny rural town in the 1990s instead of in the pressure cooker of larger schools today. Because I made myself sick over all of it. Physically sick over all of the distinctions that are made in academia. And for what? For my life is not better for any of that.
Well, I did put that in there. I remember the study. It's very much like permanently lodged in my brain. Somebody like went and followed 81 high school valedictorians and salutatorians from graduation onward. And they were successful. 95% of went on to graduate college. They had successful careers. 90% of them are now in professional careers with 40% in the highest tier jobs. But How many of these number one high school performers go on to change the world, run the world, or impress the world? The answer seems to be clear. 0. The researcher said, even though most are strong occupational achievers, the great majority of former high school valedictorians do not appear headed for the very top of adult achievement arenas. And like, that's always the like argument I made towards my husband, was particularly like, at what cost? Like, I'm glad you got that. I did not throw up before a single final, exam, anything related to my high school GPA. Not once ever. The closest stress I got is I dropped choir my senior year because he kept marking me down because I was talking too much in class and flirting with the guys behind me. And I said, you're not going to ruin my GPA. I'm out of here. That's like the most. And I kind of wish I'd gone all 4 years. I really liked choir, but like never was I mean, throwing up in the bathroom because I was like so stressed about an exam and a grade. Never, no, never did I do any of that really in any of my academic career.
I threw up every day of my senior year of college.
That's insane.
Yeah. It is. I'm not bragging. I recognize that's a problem. And look, I just think that if you have worked really hard to achieve valedictorian status this year, I congratulate you. I'm not trying to take anything away from the people running this treadmill. I just look back and wish I had gotten off of it.
Well, yeah, that's what I think you phrased it 100% correct. That's what I tell my kids. This isn't about your worth as a person. This is about your options. You want more options? This is the key. Now, you know, I don't think any of my kids are going to be valedictorians, but like that's just what I've communicated to them. Like, if you want to get out of Paducah, if you want to have a lot of options of colleges to pursue, if you want to have a lot of options for graduate school to pursue, like then this is what it does. It just opens up opportunities for you.
I got that word from Tamala, who was a longtime Pantsuit Politics listener. We met in D.C. once. She was telling me that that's how she communicated to her nieces and nephews about it. I was like, that's so smart. I'm putting it in my memory forever. But I think that is also, not to get back into politics too much, why people are very unhappy at all levels with the public school system. Because the gatekeeping around the options is absurd.
Mm-hmm.
It's absurd, and it is not making anyone's life better, and it is not leading to more learning. The number of classes, I got the calculus award in high school. Could I begin to even tell you what a calculus problem looks like today? No, I didn't learn things. I performed, and I was a great performer. I was a great test taker. I was a great short-term absorber of information. I just wish I could do it over again and be focused on the learning.
Well, listen, education is wasted on the young. I think that might be an eternal problem, perpetual problem. Put a pin in that, everybody. We are going to talk about the public school system on our episode after Memorial Day. Clearly, we're excited to talk about it. We keep trying to sneak it into this episode. I mean, the thing I got from being valedictorian or co-valedictorian, as the case may be, was a love of public speaking. I am still so proud of my speech that I gave as a 17-year-old. I wrote sort of like a dumb one about what success was and then tore it up. And I think I even broke the rules because they were supposed to know what I was supposed to like get it pre-approved, and then I rewrote it at the last minute. And I know y'all are going to be shocked by this. Cried through the majority of the whole thing. I think that was actually a really good gift to me too, to get up there and cry and say what I wanted to say and be emotional, and everybody loved it, and I'm still really proud of it. I have it on YouTube, guys. I will put the link if you are desperate to watch my like 4-minute valedictorian address. But I think that was the biggest gift to be valedictorian, to have anything to do with the grades or the classes. It was like getting there, getting to public speak, rewriting it, crying, expressing myself emotionally, and being really proud of the result.
Look, the leadership opportunities that I had in high school and college were worth their weight in gold. Everything I did, even though that also contributed to a lot of stress, those gave me life lessons that I continue to think about today. And I loved giving a speech at graduation too. I don't have mine memorialized the way that you do, to everyone's shock, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not cry when I gave my speech, but I was not sad to be leaving. In fact, my speech was about how important it is to move around and see the world and care about the world and live in the world. It will surprise no one who listens to More to Say that I opened with a Jerry Seinfeld quote. Like, I had to begin with something funny and seemingly unrelated and then weave it all together at the end. So I've been the same person my whole life, I guess, in many ways, but I also love that opportunity. And I love at Harmony graduation coming up, my daughter is the class host for the graduation. Like, those types of things are wonderful. I just wish we could think about that more as leadership talent and less as, well, you have this academic success, so you get this opportunity. Again, I'm just the gatekeeping all around. I've had enough of.
We'll get into that in our next episode, guys. Don't worry. Thank you so much for being with us for this very long episode where we exercised demons and spilled some bees. Remember, if you want to explore bold, inspiring ideas about what citizenship can be, subscribe to our Substack to join us for Reimagining Citizenship, where I hope we're pulling up some road and allowing for space for people to think of new ideas. Begins on